Okay, welcome back to the long-term tournament. We just saw a game from Goomba, but he's back at it again with Dragon and Shadow. So probably armed and last words again. And I'm gonna see Joyverse against him with Shadow and Sword. A unconventional combination for sure. The last words and loot most likely. Although I know Joy's been playing a bit of Ghost on the ladder. Uh, So, maybe he'll debate with the spooky ghosts. Have to see. So, alrighty. Our game will be underway soon, and let's see how our players roll. Goomba now bottom of the screen, so maybe that'll undermine his ability to roll the go first card. But uh, even with the strength of the go first card, his armed curve was not the strongest I've seen. He never really had that turn 3 iron scale, which is like kind of the point of playing that card. It drops off significantly in power if you don't play turn 3 going first. So alrighty. So let's see. Host goes first. Alright, Goomba rolling that very strong go first card on Dragon. And has Iron Scale in hand, so all he's looking for is a source of a draconic weapon. Toss both those fortes, keep the Iron Scale for sure. Dragon Breeder, not the ideal pairing, but if he has a source of weapon, and yeah, we're gonna see Ghost Shadow here from Joy. I did mention that as a possibility. He's got the Metatron, he's got the Masquerade Ghost, so that's a very strong hand from here. A timely Draconier is going to save this hand for Goomba. He almost misses the turn 3 Iron Scale again this game, but he has it, so that's going to be really good for him. And honestly, here, Joy's best play is probably actually the Metatron, if he's anticipating this Iron Scale. Because that allows him to use Carousel's next turn to deal with the Iron Scale. Yeah, now if he uses the Carousels now, he can remove Draconier, but I don't think he unless he draws like Spirit Invasion, he's not gonna have a clearly defined answer for this Iron Scale, which he should probably be mindful of. So yeah, because there'll be 5 health on the board. Now, granted, so like it's trading like 2 health now on the Draconier attack versus like 3 health from one of these Iron Scales. So yeah. Also, that Deathcat Reaper kind of punishes him, but he does have Wayfaring Goblin plus Deathcat Reaper, so that will remove one of these Iron Scale Serpent Drakes. So it's not the worst. Definitely not the worst. Or I mean, he has the Ghost popping out as well, right? So that's also a possible target. And yeah, I believe he should be using Deathcat Reaper here to answer the 3 health Serpent Drake, but he will not be able to clear both of them. I mean, there's probably no way for him to clear both of them last turn. Anyway, so yeah. And I think he should probably just dump out the Wayfaring Goblin here as well. Threaten to evolve it to heal, basically, next turn. But that means Dragon Breeder is live with the Iron Scale in play, which is a strong tempo play. Freya first, probably to search for a armed card. Yup. Because Goomba is currently only at 2 armed cards. Levitating Dragon is going to be a bit slow to come out. Okay, so now, yeah, there's going to be Iron Scale Serpent Drake number 1, crashing into Deathcat Reaper, and then I think most likely, oh no, actually playing for board, saving the Dragon Breeder. I was thinking maybe you play both Dragon Breeders for the whitest board possible. But Goomba decides to take it a little bit slowly. But the problem with this line is that it is going to just get outright cleared. Well, it's not going to get mostly cleared by Metatron, so Metatron will be able to evolve over the 4/3 Serpent Iron Scale. But yeah, I mean, committing the both breeders in his hand is a bit tough because no, Levitain is gonna be basically shoehorned into going for defense form. And while normally this deck has a hard time answering defense form, Joy is playing Anasage, who can give herself Bane and Ward Ignore. So those are two ways. I mean, especially Bane is the easiest way to get rid of Levitain Dragon. Deathcat Reaper also answers, of course, but there's one of them already shown. Okay, so anyway, Swiftblade Dragonute is going to make a Draconic Weapon, and I think Draconic Weapon Freya is likely the follow-up here. Yeah, and that is going to be four arm followers set up now here for Goomba, but a bit slow. Usually Levitain Dragon ideally comes out in turn 5, and that means Masquerade Ghost is going to be live here for Joy, which is the scary turn 5 play from the Ghost Shadow deck. Alrighty, Baccaris drawn. Probably not the play this turn. Counting banishes, let's see, Joy has had 3 ghosts so far. Yeah. That means, let's see. So Masquerade Ghost trades over. 2-1 probably trades. And 2-1 goes. Wait, 2-1 goes face. Then if he pops Masquerade Ghost with the Krampus. Oh, you can't. No, you can't pop Masquerade Ghost because you want to get the giant ghost. Yeah. That's 5 banishes now for Joy. So he doesn't have lethal with Ghastly Banishment just yet. Another Levitain Dragon in hand here for Goomba. That's a good follow-up play. But yeah, so probably trade in this. He has 3 arm followers left play so far. Yeah. So the Freya is the 4th arm follower, so he has to trade in Freya and then Levitain Dragon. But what does he do after? We could Blast from Drake. Blast from Draconeer is a bit weak of a play. So that's a bit unfortunate. There's what else? This hand is kind of not great. Maybe defense form is the line just to draw. And kind of challenge Joy to have a way to get through defense form. And yeah, I think having seen Goomba's previous game, he's definitely someone who doesn't mind going for defense form in these situations, just to make sure he has plays the next turn. And that is a pretty good draw. Obviously, it's not ideal for Goomba that he's out of Evo points. That makes a Forte definitely a little less threatening. But the hammer Dragonute is probably the best thing he could have drawn here, which is immediate cash in for damage. And it's actually often better to leave up Masquerade Ghost rather than trade it out in these situations, because that denies a ghost generation off of the resummon for Masquerade Ghost. But yeah, Joyverse is going to show off the Anasage tech here. Give her Undying Resolve, which will allow him to bane down the defense form dragon. And brings her back. But this is damage, but it's not really going to be a threatening amount of damage here for Joy. But with the Corral Souls in hand, he's going to be able to... Wait, is this threatening? Wait, hold on. 6 Corral Souls is going to be... If he draws a Spirit Invasion off the Corral Souls, that's going to be... Oh my god, wait, yeah, okay, so that was not lethal, but the Spirit Invasion, or a Krampus, I suppose, would have been... Yeah, so that defense got... I mean, leaving up the Masquerade Ghost looked good up until that part where it converted to more damage, but I mean, I still think Goomba had to do that. The Anasage in hand is a punish, but yeah, the Spirit Invasion, I mean, or a Krampus would have done it too, so a lot of lethal outs there for Joy. I think Joy was in a good place either way, but if he rolled the ward... Actually, was he in a good place? He rolls the ward, and then it's up to what Dragon Breeder draws after Blast Form. There's like 5 outs in in Goomba's deck at that point. So yeah, definitely a close game. Both players we're gonna have to top deck. But all right, so we're gonna see Goomba go first again on the Armed Dragon. Uh, okay, with another Iron Scale Curve against Joy on Loot Sword. Joy keeping. Was that a full keep? I think. He has the Metatron and Maximus with a Chivalrous Bandit, which is the ideal turn 2 play here in this matchup. And yep, Swift Blade, Dragon Ute coming out for Goomba, which is going to put in. Like, it's not the ideal way to set it up. Draconeer would be better, but sets up a weapon in Goomba's hand. So Goomba's going to be able to go for like one of the really strong, low arm count, but really powerful plays in this deck, which is the turn 3 Iron Scale into turn 4 Bad Katha on the surviving Iron Scale. Because there is practically no way for Joy to clear both of these. I mean, I think literally there's no way. Joy is going to use a copy of Octris here in order to trade into one of these Iron Scales. She's going to yoink the Rush effect. But, so, let's see. I want to see Draconic Weapon and Bad Katha on Iron Scale here, probably. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, Draconic Armor, then Weapon and Bad Katha, I think. That's... Because I don't think there's a way for Goomba to get to 4 armed here, because he's currently at 2 armed followers leaving play, and the Lance Lizard costs too much. If he had drawn Hammer Dragon, he could hit 4 this turn, or hit 4 in play at least. But Weapon and then Bad Katha, I think, is the strongest line. Yeah, he sees it. It draws a card, so. Ooh, and draws another Draconic Armor. That's really nice. And of course, that buff is going to summon another Iron Scale Serpent Drake and really pressure Joy on his turn, because like Joy wants to play Metatron here. That is the ideal play, but I don't think he's going to get away with trying to play Metatron. Forced to use the Tidal Gunner, and not in an ideal spot here. I mean, Joy still has Maximus next turn. Yeah, so this pressure is really strong. Like, there's no guaranteed ping out for these Iron Scale Serpent Drakes, so there's an argument for Joy just going for Metatron anyway and ramping. And these pings from Tidal Gunner, yeah, these pings from Tidal Gunner are not it. Not distributing the damage means that nothing gets wiped out here. And this Iron Scale Serpent Drake is just doing so much work. Let's see, what is Goomba going to do here? I kind of want to see a Draconic Armor into... Oh, no, he's just going for Lance Lizard. That is going to be the 4th armed card, right? So maybe, like, a Draconic Weapon Freya? Yeah. And now you can even commit an Evo, because Draconeer is gonna recover Evo points. Gonna choose to evolve the Bad Katha? Okay. I think, yeah, it just distributes the damage better. But maybe... I'm not sure which is more annoying to... Okay, a timely Ultimate Hollow off the top here for Joy. But he takes the slightly riskier line of Maximus. It's just riskier because you can't immediately play Ultimate Hollow this turn. And this is kind of one of the reasons that it's a little better to play Metatron the previous turn, just to have more play points available this turn. And in fact, Joy is not even going to full clear, which is really dangerous, because that just means he's going to be dead to Blast Form. Right? Not on its own. No, Blast Form means 2 damage follow-up. Not quite dead yet. Not quite dead yet. In fact, I mean, okay, got a little overexcited. Okay, with the Swift, that's lethal. That's lethal for sure. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the clear didn't matter, because Blast Form always takes an Evo. Yeah, and everything, all the other cards do 3 damage. So the clear did not matter. It just looks kind of goofy to not clear, but yeah, this is lethal. one way or another. I think there's an out there with Blast Form that's two Dragon Breeders that not clearing enables, so that's where it gets spooky. Yeah, so two Dragon Breeders is the lethal out that kind of walks into. Um, and not seeing any yet, it's kind of scary. Yeah. Uh, I think I think because Tidal Gunner's not a perfect clear there, and in fact, Joy didn't even clear the 4 attack Iron Scale. Metatron was probably just a better play than Tidal Gunner that turn. Giving himself more play points means he has more chances to use Ultimate Hollow on the next turn. Yeah. There's also an argument for playing Metatron on like turn 3. Well, Octress was probably the best line there just to immediately remove an Iron Scale, but the turn 3 Iron Scale into cloning the Iron Scale again is just very hard to come back from unless you have multiple Chivalrous Bandits. Speaking of which, Joy draws one. Going first though, so not as good, and but also not an ideal hand here from Goomba. No Fallen Sergeants is going to make it very hard for him to draw through his entire condemned card pool. And now a chance to cash in this Chivalrous Bandit immediately, but Joy is going to play the Lupin. That's fine because Chivalrous Bandit is definitely better used against a 2-2. Possibly like a Fallen Sergeant, which, okay, that is a Fallen Sergeant drawn from Goomba just in time. Very timely. Because obviously he would not have wanted to play really any of the other 2 drops in his hand. I mean, Abyssal Kernel Crystallized in turn 2 is okay. Not ideal, but not the worst. And then now Goomba is deciding how to use his Mino. It's kind of interesting because both of these decks have... So Last Words can, like, spike on turn 6, but going off a bit too early for Last Words can walk into, like, an Octress Opulent play from Loot Sword and just lose the game. So taking it a little slowly and not putting yourself under the most pressure is a pretty wise way to play as the Last Words deck here. So I like the trade for sure. Kind of want to just go as big as possible when you go off as Last Words in this matchup. And I want to see Joy hold on to this Lupin instead of immediately cashing in damage. The damage, I think, is less valuable than the threat of removing a Last Words effect on the Lupin Evo. And it's not like Last Words has a way to hit an ambush card. I'm trying to think if there's a random destruction effect. I don't think there is. So, like, Lupin and Evolve removes abilities from followers he clashes into, which, unless there's a Deathcat Reaper, actually can usually remove 2 Last Words effects from the opponent's pool of cards. And if he's left in play, he just removes even more. So I definitely wanted to see Lupin held in ambush a bit longer. The chip damage is nice to get if it wins, but... Oh, and Joy is now committing a Stormwrath First Mate, which he can do because he has another Stormwrath First Mate in hand. If he didn't have another First Mate, this would definitely be a bit dicey. Yeah. I mean, I like to just... Yeah, personally, I like to use the Lupin to remove Last Words. It's a little... He has to hold on to it a bit longer since he's going first. And he's going to buff Lupin's stat line here. And just go as aggressively as he can. Which is consistent with his previous line. But Estendet here is going to do a bit of work. Estendet here is a full clear. And Goomba, in fact, is going to draw first. Okay, rewarded with another 1-drop. Trade in the Fallen Sergeant, Estendet Evo. Trade the Skullfish into Lupin. So that is going to be a very large number of Last Words. I think this might be like 5 Last Words here from Goomba already, with like 5 to 6 if I've been counting correctly. And well, Goomba's definitely taking a bit of damage, but Joy doesn't actually have like any setup here. And so it the only thing is if Goomba hits like the only problem with Goomba's hand here is just that it doesn't have any card draw, and it's not guaranteed to hit more. It's not guaranteed to hit more like of the effects that he wants, right? The more Fallen Sergeant is what Goomba really wants to find. So Joy putting a maximum size board. Should have played one of those loot cards before evolving the Stormrack First Mate, just to get a 2/2 in play, which is slightly stronger than the 2/1. But kind of a moot point. With the Hugin and Moonin in hand here for Goomba, because Goomba can trade whatever he wants. Still just like a little more optimal. I think if Goomba had Corral Souls here, it's like punishable but for not doing that. Okay, and the Cerberus is also very nice here for Goomba. That is gonna hopefully he's gonna try to draw a card that he okay. Chaotic Doom is also really good. I think this is tough because what does he toss here to the Cerberus? Like he obviously has to toss something to Cerberus, but he only has one Istendet left in his deck. I think he should toss a Colonel. Oh, he tosses the Chaotic Doom, because I was thinking Chaotic Doom next turn. But I think he has double Colonel Istendet active next turn. And that's what he's going all in on. Is he gonna evolve the Ghost? Right? Like not evolving the Ghost either. Okay. I mean, it's not lethal with double Colonel Istendet, but he has to commit some. I think he has to make a stronger commit. Joy now stuck with no card draw, which is really awkward. Let's see. Yeah, and double Gilnelise. I mean, this is why I don't like Gilnelise in the sword deck. She kind of just gets stuck in your hand. It doesn't do anything. Yeah, so no Deep Sea Scout here for Joy. No Octress. No Octress is the big one. Octress is really important in this matchup. She can steal Abyssal Colonel's effect, which is really useful. And yeah, I mean that's like the most useful thing. And also no Opulent in Joy's hand either. So Joy definitely has not hit a perfect curve. I mean the two Stormrack First Mates did a lot of work on board, but now that they've been cleared with no follow-up, Joy's in a really awkward spot. Yeah. And even just only has the single copy of Barbaros. If he had another copy of Barbaros, he could put a flag in hand at least, which would threaten lethal. But yeah, so this is an easy double Colonel Istendet here for. I mean, is it easy? Let me think. Double Colonel Istendet is definitely the strong play here, the strongest play here, but it's actually kind of punishable in theory if Joy has the like. If so, after Goomba commits to this, if Joy has the Opulent plus Octress, which like Caster Vision shows that he can't possibly have it, but if Joy has that follow up, then Goomba I think just can't win. So this is an all in. Goomba shoves all his chips in the middle, and Joy does not have Opulent here. Okay, so let's see. Joy does have. Does Joy even have a clear? And it fuses into the Barbaros. Gonna play Pumpkin Recruit first. Try to draw for. I mean, okay, so it draws another Barbaros. That's really unfortunate. So Barbaros number 1 can destroy Istendet, trade into one of the Colonels, and then what? And then Joy has to full clear here, or he's going to lose. Barbaros number 2. Okay, there is. I think. Let's see. There's not enough play points for a full clear. Barbaros number 1. That's 5 play points. Evo. Barbaros number 2. Rush in. So that's gonna be 3 play points. So there is a full clear. Yes. Barbaros. Okay, Barbaros Evo target Istendet, trade into one of the Colonels. Barbaros number 2, and then give her boots. Trade into the Colonel, then play both flags is the full clear. There is barely enough play points for that, but with this Doom Circle winding down, I don't know if Joy's going to find the play. He's making the line. Oh no, you have to Evo this one. Oh, I don't think he has enough time. Maybe he has enough time. Okay. He saw the line eventually, but it was definitely just too slow, and yeah, that's gonna be game. And it didn't matter with the Thunder God off the top. Joy was dead no matter what, and yeah, I mean, just not having the like mid game draws, no opulent. Joy really got, but I think this comes down to with that hand, Joy had to save the Lupin Evo to slow down Goomba and to refill his hand. So yeah, I think this came down to not saving the Lupin. Yeah, Lupin Evo would have been the would have given Joy much better chances. All right, sorry, my nose is killing me. So that is going to be Goomba taking that 2-1 with his aggressive lineup, bamboozled by the ghosts, but showing the power of last words, and that means Goomba got the last word in the match, and yeah, showing the power of Istendat. Even if Goomba got cleared there, he'd top deck the lethal, but very likely to draw into lethal no matter what with that hand, because any follower that costs less than 2 means he can Corral Souls and Deathly Tyrant's Feast. So that is the... Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Goomba's kind of lamenting his last word choice, and I can't help but agree that that deck is kind of hard to close out the game with sometimes. It's very unstable sometimes. And like that's why the Azvaldt is necessary to draw into your full combo. Yep, that's it. So thanks for joining us for this match, and hope to see everyone soon.